Hi, this is Koloskov, your Photigy instructor, and today I want to record this questions and answer session from, based on questions posted on the Photigy forum by one of students, Archie, photographer named Archie, recently got some premium courses on Photigy and posted really good questions. Questions about starting studio product photography or just any studio photography on a very limited budget, on a very limited space, basically on a bedroom. And this is exactly where I came from. So, and it's funny, right now I am in a bedroom in our new house in California. So it's really close to where I've been, and I want to answer and record this video for all Photigy readers. Hope it will be useful for you guys. Okay, and here is a link to the forum. You can always, it's open forum, you can always contribute answer or just continue discussion, so we can have a talk. So Archie asking, I have listed questions below in an organized format, blah, 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 blah. Here it is. He's going to buy some really basic equipment to start studio photography. 4 Yongnuo, whatever Yongnuo, 560 flashes, 6 do-it-yourself Savage diffusers, meaning he's going to create some diffusers based on that Savage plastic, which we use a lot. 4 do-it-yourself LED light bulbs, that's one of the options. 2 strip boxes, 6 stands, some gels, honeycombs and other little bits and boops, and used Manfrotto tripod with ball head or other cheap stable tripod. And then questions. So Archie, let me first tell you about your equipment and your plan to buy equipment. It's really good, and those strobes is really good. I use them I specifically bought them for the liquid course, just to show that it's possible to use them, and plus that starting product photography level 1 courses, 3 courses, where I use them, only them, just to, again, to show how easy and non-expensive can be studio setup. But let me show you this. You know, if you're trying to save money, you may need to go with 3 on the latest version of this strobe. You're looking for this one, it costs $71, right, on Amazon. And if you look for number 2, same model, just previous generation, it costs $55. So you're saving $15 per strobe. It's $60 for 4 strobes. Not much, but again, it's all money, and I can tell you that those guys will do exactly the same thing as a number 3, I mean, latest generation in studio. They don't have some features which you never use in studio, okay? So just a quick note. Second, you said about buying ball head, and I don't think it's a good choice. Ball head is great for outdoors, for landscape, for portraiture, but for studio, for still life, because ball head, basically it's a ball, it can be rotated freely. There is no limitation on which axis it will go. Sometimes it will be tricky to do very little adjustments, you know, when you're trying to set up your shot. So I would suggest you to go with geared head. And I did really quick research on eBay, just put a Manfrotto geared head, and oh, I put something really crazy, but anyway, I got a result. It was just sold 5 minutes ago for $30. This is not exactly geared head, but it's fluid head for video. And what's good about those heads, that you rotate by axis. So you can only rotate it this way, only this way, or only this way. Tilt, shift, and you rotate. And it's much easier and much more precise, even if it's not geared, if it can be fluid head for video, but because of those separate movements for each axis, it works much better, okay? So this is it. Let me get back to the topic. And Archie is saying that the goal is to use equipment is simple. take portfolio, to make a portfolio and web page to get clients, and to do some paid shots to generate income and move forward with product photography business. So great plan. I went exactly that way about 9 years ago. What I can tell you that sometimes well, not sometimes, it's easier to fill portfolio with good shots than to find clients, of course, because without portfolio it's harder. It's easier to to find clients in portraiture, weddings, events, but that's probably not where you want to go, right? Studio photography, it's quite different and looks like you want to go there. So we'll concentrate on making a good portfolio first, right? Hope that level 1 courses will help you because, well, I show everything and you will see. You already started it first day, right? You will see what kind of shots I'm getting using those strobes. So Archie has Canon T4i. It's crop sensor, 18 megapixel camera, basically starter camera in DSLR world, and 50mm f1.4 lens. What I can tell you that the camera is good. It's good enough to do a good portfolio, really, and even to shoot product for local businesses when you don't need huge magnification. They usually need for web and for brochures. It's more than enough. It's more than enough, okay? The camera. The lens won't work. 50mm lens is not a macro lens, and you won't be able to shoot subjects smaller than iPad. iPad will go, but something smaller, you'll have to crop a lot. So I would really suggest you to invest into macro lens, okay, into good macro lens, or not good macro lens, but the lens with 1:1 magnification ratio. There are different choices. There are entry levels, I think 100mm from Canon non-L lens, macro lens. It will give you magnification and 1:1 magnification, exactly what you need. Okay, so let me switch back. And now it's always just the beginning. Questions. First, camera lenses. Question is depth of field. Since you often need to shoot at various f values, 11, 16, 22, or even higher, how can one overcome using cropped or full frame camera for professional commercial product shots without having to buy medium format megabox cameras? My main concern is that you are shooting with very close subject to sensor distance, which makes it very difficult to get the depth of field needed so that the entire subject in a sharp focus is the deal breaker for shooting using full frame crops or crop sensor. So Archie, it's actually opposite. With crop sensor, you get in a deeper depth of field. You get more things in the focus at the same aperture level on a crop sensor than on the full frame sensor. With medium format, it's even worse. You get in even more, even shallower depths of field because sensor is bigger. So with crop sensor, you'll be getting more things in the focus. Okay. Yes, you can't really close too much. You can maybe shoot after f16 with crop sensor because the diffraction will kill the quality of the image much faster on the smaller sensor. But on the other hand, you're getting more depth of field. So it's not a problem, and like I said, the camera is good. Camera is not a bottleneck of your system. The lens is. Invest into better lens. Invest into macro lens. Macro lens, 100mm macro lens will give you what you need. Okay? So no worry. Plus, you can always use focus stacking. You can always use focus stacking. We have tutorial for this, and it's actually free bonus. I think you can watch it on the catalog course for free. Just and you can browse online. There are many tutorials about focus stacking, so it's not a big deal. Okay. Second question: light modifiers. Do-it-yourself lighting method. This is a question. There are two ways of cheap lighting: LED bulbs in ordinary lamp fixture, or those speed lights, basically, right? And Archie is concerned how much power he can lose using either lighting with those light modifiers. And Archie, I can tell you that with strobe lights, there is more limitation how bright you can get your images actually. Because you see, you cannot adjust the brightness, you cannot adjust exposure when you shoot with speedlights or any strobes using shutter speed. Shutter speed is basically will be fixed to camera X sync. So the maximum power of the strobe is what will limit you to get brighter shot. Let's say you need to close aperture to f22, and with given light modifiers, it's too dark. And if you have your strobes on the maximum power, there is nothing you can do except raising ISO. Okay, that's always kind of booster for the light. Of course, it has some drawbacks, right? You're getting some noise, but it's possible. But in terms of lighting, there is no way to increase it. With continuous lighting, though, you can always change the shutter speed. If you will shoot in completely dark environment, no windows, only your LED lights, and let's say you need to shoot at f22, without raising ISO, well, you can shoot for 5 seconds if it's still live object. You can shoot for 5 seconds and you will have a lot of light, much more than strobe can produce, just because you'll get that light during 5-second exposure. A little bit more noise, but not as much as if you would raise ISO in this case. So continuous light basically will give you more power for still life shots. However, let me tell you about those do-it-yourself LEDs. I showed how to use them, right? There are some free lessons on the free courses on Photigy, how to use LED fixtures, and it's great. However, it's much harder to modify it than speedlights. If you'll get those strip boxes for speedlights, which I show on the premium course, on the level 1 premium course, it will be basically completely professional lighting setup with 2 strip boxes. Actually, you can add 1 more strip box if you save on the strobes, right? You can get a little bit less expensive strobes with same power and get 1 more strip box. I suggest you to get 3 strip boxes. So with strip boxes, you can do whatever you want. With light fixtures, it will be always, you know, rounded spot of light it projects, and to make a strip box like to modify it the way that strip box can do without having that strip box, it will be much harder. So if you have money, go with speedlights. Okay, this is my suggestion. Go with speedlights. Plus, with speedlights, you will get ability to shoot liquids. Right? You can shoot liquids flying. You can freeze action. Yes, freezing actions, and actually it's another question, will require lowering the power. You can freeze action with those Yungino strobes at 1/4 of full power or lower. But still, you will get a lot. You will get a lot of light. And if you raise ISO to 200 or 400, it's not a big deal for that camera. You can still get decent shots. You'll have lots of light, enough to freeze some liquid splashes. Okay, liquid course is actually coming soon, and one of the part of the course where I show how to use those Yungino speedlights. So hopefully you can get it if you need to learn the liquid stuff. Okay. So the question is, if using the flashes for lighting, you can turn the power up to avoid losing power when passing through modifiers. But then, do you lose the speed of flash for liquid photography? I just answered it, right? Yeah, you lose speed of flash. You can lower. You have to lower the flash power, but raising ISO will compensate it. Plus, you will see on that liquid course how I was using the very similar setup that I had for tabletop photography level 1 course, meaning same strip boxes. I was using to shoot splashes and with products, and it worked well. So no worry, okay? Next question. For continuous lighting with those do-it-yourself LED lights, if you lose light power after passing through several layers of diffusers, you might need to move your f-stop from 11 down to f5.6 or even 2.8 to make up the loss in the light and then risk losing depth of field. No, not the case. With continuous lights, you compensate, you lose of light by increasing shutter speed. Okay, that's the easiest way. Shutter stays open for longer, more lights hit the sensor, and voila, you get your shot. So not a problem. With strobes, yes, if you lower your power and lower power the light which hits the subject and the camera by putting more modifiers, you need to increase the power of your light to compensate that drop off of the light. If you don't have power to increase, the only way is to raise ISO, because changing aperture is not a right way to deal with lighting. In studio photography, in studio, we use aperture to create desired depth of field. We rarely change aperture in terms of, well, to deal with the light power. We use, if it's continuous lighting, we use shutter speed. If it's strobe lighting, we use the strobe power settings, well, changing strobe power to get desired amount of light. Okay, ISO is like a cheating. We're not supposed to raise ISO because we're losing a little bit of image quality, but again, it's possible, and cheating is good if the results is really good. Okay, if you can get where you want to be, that's okay. Especially with ISO. Okay, and the last question is it possible to combine continuous lighting with the flash lighting? Archie suspects that it won't work with freeze in motion, of course, but for product shots maybe it will, but he also concerned about white balance. So yes, the way that you wanted to combine it, just to add let's say LED lights for setup with strobes, to compensate the lack of lights, it's not gonna work because of the difference of white balance. It's really hard to balance you know, LEDs and strobe. It may be same color temperature, you know, by specification, but in real life it will be a little bit different. And again, with strobes, with any speed lights, when you change the power of your light, it will change the color temperature. There is no constant color mode for speed lights. And if you have LEDs in the setup, it's not really gonna work well. So, I mean, it's possible to combine it, but we don't usually do it. It's a headache. When we can combine continuous and strobes, usually when the product has its own lights, let's say cell phone or anything with little LED bulbs, some illumination, which we need to capture. In this case, we turn off modeling lights. With speed lights, there is no modeling light, so it's okay. Just make sure the studio is dark. Turn on that subject, shoot it with strobes, with longer shutter speed, maybe like several seconds. In complete darkness, it will catch its own illumination, those little LEDs, and the strobes will highlight the rest. But to combine LED lighting and strobes, no, probably not. Probably not a good idea. Okay, so this is my answers, and hope it will help you, Archie, and not only Archie. Guys, post questions on the forum. I'll be much more on the forum answering everything, and soon we'll have first live reviews and well, live webinars for students. For each course we'll have every month or so reviews. So if you student of any Photigy premium course, post your shots, post your questions on dedicated forum. There is a forum link always under each lesson and on the course, and I'll be reviewing it, and we'll have live sessions when you can ask me questions using chat, and I'll answer you. Okay, that was Alex Koloskov from Photigy.com. Bye.